I'm going to have to take it off because the next map is going to really increase the heat here during this tournament. I don't want to get too warm before the grand finals. We have Eheroes versus Speedrun. Galu, we spoke about Eheroes and how good they are, but Speedrun have been putting on a good showing throughout this tournament as well.
Yeah, they have. They've been really styling on their opponents. They've been ninja capping. They've been even 4-based one team. Been Revzy taking all the carts and silver shards. It's just their team fight's excellent. Their just the general awareness is great as well. So they might give them a speed run for their money. Haha.
I like it, Eddie. You know, we know how powerful Eheroes can be. We know how powerful Speedrun can be. And I think at the start of this tournament, everybody was kind of sat here going Eheroes grand final. However, Speedrun potentially have the ability to put a wrench in the works of this, because if there's ever a team that is going to potentially take a map off of Eheroes in the upper brackets, it is Speedrun. And the other thing as well I'd like to point out is Eheroes haven't played yet today. So they've probably been scrimming. They've probably been making sure that they are warmed up for this. But we saw Speedrun earlier on in the tournament. We saw them against German Academy, and they took the 2-0 victory there. So potentially Speedrun could be a little bit warmed up.
Yeah, I think Speedrun is warmed up after the first initial games, but also Eheroes, how hot are they going to look here in the first game? I will say I think Speedrun, maybe we're underestimating them a bit with the addition of the 3 American players here. I'm thinking about Dean and Ilovemydog and Chowman. They have greatly increased their skill. Now, some of them we must take into account. I think Dean, he's right now sitting in Australia playing. So it means it's around 6 o'clock in the morning. He was up at 3 a.m. to play these games. So maybe he's a little tired, and maybe that will play into the game as well. But honestly, I think this is going to be a close game. I know we have said it a lot that it's going to be close games, but this one will be for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to know from chat how you feel about this game. 1 in chat if you think Eheroes are going to take this best of 3. 2 in chat if you think Speedrun are going to take this best of 3. Let's find out exactly what map they are going to be going to first, because we do spin the map roulette wheel to find out exactly where we are going. These two teams, pretty much any map is going to be, relatively good for them. I think they're going to be pretty confident going into this one. So again, I don't think this is going to cause too much of an upset. Maybe if there is, maybe if they start with Battle for Gilneas first off, and then they have to decide, which the second map is, the loser in this best of 3, the loser of the first map in this best of 3 does get to pick the second map. So again, that could also upset the order of things, but let's spin map roulette, find out exactly where we are going to be going here for map number 1. We've seen Arathi Basin so far today. We've seen Eye of the Storm. We've seen Temple of Kotmogu. One map we haven't seen today, Twin Peaks. Are we potentially going to see that again? It doesn't look as though we are. We're going to be seeing Eye of the Storm between Eheroes and Speedrun. We saw Eye of the Storm, obviously, earlier for yesterday for Eheroes against Big Burstovic, and they looked relatively comfortable there, Eddie.
Yeah, they did, and I'm so excited for Eye of the Storm. It's, at least in Eheroes' opinion, the most versatile map. Also, I want you all to keep track of Dean. So, on the tier list that Flo rated the European forums, Warwick was number 1, but there was one guy who challenged him, and that was Dean. And the reason why was due to his capabilities in RBG. Dean has been grinding RBGs for the last year here, and he's play with the Nox, and his teamwork is exceptional. I expect at least a 3-man knock here. Minimum 3 people together flying. I'm so sure.
Minimum
so good at
3.
Minimum 3.
minimum 3, and you held up 8 fingers.
Yeah. 3 plus 8 equals 11. So that's the total knocks.
Okay, I mean, go for it. The math checks out. Gelu,
at least 10 fingers.
Yeah, at least 10 fingers. Avidance is jealous. Speedrun, Eheroes, Eye of the Storm. There's a lot to unpack there for map. Oh, sorry, I just knocked my mic. There's a lot to unpack there for map number 1 here, and this is honestly big, because whoever wins this does move on to the grand final. So there's a lot to play for both of these teams here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm going to give this one to Eheroes because I'm extremely biased, to be honest, and I used to play with them. But I think this could be a very close game. You got the US players from Speedrun. They have a little bit different meta in America as well. Maybe getting out some different strategies that are coming out. And as Eddie said, we've got some really high-ranking players according to the community. So it should be a really good game.
Yeah, I think one thing that we, again, mentioned previously, Eheroes were on Eye of the Storm yesterday against Big Burstovic, and they effectively set themselves up to take 3 bases, and then they just sat back and said to Big Burstovic, okay, what are you going to do? And Big Burstovic effectively did nothing with it. I think against Speedrun, if they try and do that, it's actually going to be pretty rough for them. I feel as though Eheroes are definitely going to kind of set the tempo for this match. They're going to set the tempo for this match, and they're really going to want to put the pressure onto Speedrun early, because you put the pressure onto a team early on Eye of the Storm, it makes it so difficult. But not only that, if they can set the pressure early, it just makes Speedrun's job much more difficult in this best of 3. They know that they're going to be up against it, because honestly, as good as Eheroes were yesterday, I don't think they got out of second gear ready.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, it all comes down to their warm-up. I think, how have the warm-up been looking? Have they played more than just one game? Because I actually think warming up is quite important when you want to play a mechanical, intense game such as World of Warcraft, where you have to be on point with what you're pressing. So the first game, I think, will mean a lot, and especially this After Storm, I don't think Eheroes are happy with this wheel. I think the wheel is in favor of Speedrun, so, I mean, all the odds are on their side.
Wheel in favor of Speedrun. Galu, I mean, Eheroes have been, like I said, Eheroes, I don't think they've gotten out of second gear. You've kind of seen, how they've played over the years. You mentioned a slight bit of bias there, obviously having to play with them. Would you agree with that statement that Eheroes have yet to really get into those higher gears?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the first series against Shame, they looked a little bit shaky. It looked like they weren't warmed up at all, and I hope that wasn't because that was just their first games of the series and that they were just not taking it too seriously. Because they have the potential to be the best team, and potentially are still the best team, but they just need to actually play up and live to their expectations.
Yeah, you've got to hope it wasn't a case of they weren't quite warmed up, because I feel if they go into this game against Speedrun in that sort of mind frame, or if they go in without warming up properly, it's going to be so much rougher for them. I mean, Shame, we obviously saw, they were probably one of the lower ranked teams coming into this. They still put on a fairly solid performance, and honestly, I think Eheroes struggled a little bit more than we expected them to.
Yeah, they did struggle, especially if you recall to the Gilneas game. They did manage to capture Gilneas away from Eheroes Team Shame. Maybe it was due to them playing a bit cocky. Sut did get caught out and got slowed by the DK, which forced both Maki and Dr. Mohammed to use all the defensive cooldowns before Sut could re-enter the fight. But it is After Storm, and I don't think you can get caught out of position on this map as much as you can on Gilneas. So, but again, Eheroes, are they going to play Double Rogue? We saw Double Rogue yesterday too. Are they going to pick that? I don't think they will, but because they did it against Big Burstovic, who doesn't like objective gameplay. So I don't think they're going to go for Double Rogue, but I mean, maybe.
Depends how warmed up they are as well. If they've been playing previously to this and they've warmed up fully, then sure, it'll be fine. But if not, then sorry, I've got a cat on my lap. If not, they'll probably pick a more safer composition, because it requires quite a lot of thinking and coordination to play the double rogue composition with the ninjas and stuff.
True. I mean, we've spoken about Eheroes. Let's talk a little bit about Speedrun as well. Yesterday, we saw them their first series they had against German Heroes, and that was, undoubtedly an absolute stomp for Speedrun. They crushed German Heroes, and then today we saw German Academy against Speedrun, and honestly, German Academy have played well since then, going through the lower brackets. Known Unknown and Ghosting Farm, they've looked solid in both of those series, but Speedrun, it's safe to say, had a relatively comfortable victory over German Academy. So once again, Speedrun are no slouches here, and if Eheroes aren't on the top of their game, then this could be a very, very quick. This could be a very, very quick series for Speedrun.
Yeah, it could, and I really hope Speedrun bring their A game. That is what is needed if you wanna take a game of Eheroes. Eheroes are, for many, the famous European team, the best of the best, the creme de la creme, and there's a reason, right? They are always on top of the ladder. They are most of the seasons nearly undefeated, right? So they bring not only skill but also a fear into their opposition. And a quick glance here at the lineups. RevZ is gonna aim for the Guardian. I think he's gonna be put on defense with customer support and Eheroes. Double rogue again. What do you think, Gallo?
Yeah, I like this from Eheroes. They're showing confidence. This is what I kind of really wanted to see. And I think Eheroes will take the series for sure.
Mm-hmm. And Asgarath also going away from the Holy Paladin on Dr. Mohammed, opting into his Resto Druid as well. We haven't seen his Resto yet this tournament. But that's what he's known for. So
yeah, he's known as one of the best Resto in the game in PvP. So I think he'll do an excellent job on that.
Yeah, and another challenger on the Resto Lerolol going for his Druid as well. Lerolol has also been gaining a lot of traction in RBGs and gaining a lot of respect from all their teams with his performances. So this is an exciting matchup. And looking at Willix already, I'm not sure what his plan is. Look, he is hovering here around middle on his rogue. I'm not sure if they're looking for an ink already.
We'll have to wait and see. We do see Solo being here, currently checking out, making sure to see where players are. This is going to bring customer support in, but we also have Lara coming over to help support this. So immediately we're seeing a little bit different. There's a lot more play around these various different points we've seen from all of these teams so far. There is obviously a battle going on in the middle, and I do want to point out that once again, we are seeing that triple melee. We're seeing the Arms Warrior, we're seeing the Frost DK and the Retribution Paladin. We know just how dangerous they can be, but is it going to be effective in this game? Only time is going to tell.
I mean, it's so cool what's happening right now. They're going for a double ninja at the moment. We've got Solar being in Willix. It's Blood Elf Tower trying to cap this. Meanwhile, we've got Raz trying to cap the other one as well. And Speedrun just having to send resources to both the towers. And they're going to have to focus on mid as well. So it's really, really cool, but it doesn't seem to pay off. They float very well. I love my dog going to Fel Reaver, stopping Hilly Bear from being able to just force anything out of Fel Reaver. And it looks like Blood Elf is... Oh, I don't know, something happening here. We got the Sap on the customer support, we got the Roar onto Lara, but it doesn't seem like the base can get capped.
No, the great Roar from Lara there, saving the base here. Customer support always holding his trinket as well, so he could trinket in the worst case. And we see this again.
Is Raz going to be able to take this here? No, Raz, oh, that was close.
That was a trinket income for RevZ, and what we actually saw here, let's just quickly recap the opener. Both rogues from Eheroes were at the opposition base, and their plan was to get, as we saw yesterday when Carl lost his base. Oh, and Kili managed to get it! RevZ sleeping in the class! Wow, that was, he had Incarn up still, he just didn't spin? But with this, a great counter cap from I Love My Dog, but Eheroes is in a slight lead now. Them capping the base first is major, and if they can just literally hold the game now, they're in a comfortable position.
But you say that, Eheroes did lose a couple of players. We saw Wally Zott going down as well. So that means that Speedrun are now able to capture this flag. If they can potentially get this over, then it does mean that they will take the lead in the points, and that completely negates what Eheroes were able to do there. Currently, we're seeing the flag on Lara. So is Lara going to be able to get over here? We do see Lara currently over heading towards Blood Elf Tower. There are a lot of people after Lara, and it looks like Lara is going to go down here. Two rogues. Ace coming over to help out and heal. Customer support coming as well. They're going to be able to cap this flag, and that will give Speedrun the slight point advantage in Eye of the Storm. They're going to wait probably for the tower to cap over, and then Lara just going straight in, immediately capping it. They don't want to risk that.
And honestly, a great save from Ace here. Lara was sitting a full kidney from two rogues with no trinket available, so he would have dropped were it not for Ace coming in with the double radiance, topping Lara very quickly. But honestly, again, to return to this point here, what they're trying to do is they want to have this bad clone on RevZ where he knows he can interrupt out of the clone, and then the late bomb. That was what we saw in the opener. Both rogues trying to just bomb late if that situation occurred. Luckily, it didn't, but I mean, Speedrun in a comfortable lead here with one flag up. However, Eheroes, they only need one flag again to neutralize it, as they did capture the bases first, but Sod is flying, I think. Then Sod is over that knock.
Yeah, Zot is off and they're still fighting for the middle, but here is another ninja trying to happen. Willix, Raz, and Solarbeam. Can they get anything? The counter roar goes out. Solarbeam capping, blind onto Revs, a cheap shot onto Ilovemydog, but he doesn't quite the flag. And now they've committed so many resources to try and get Mage Tower, and it doesn't seem like they've really got much with it.
No, maybe a slight mis-execution there. They were in a 3v2 against a Guardian with Trinket and a Boomkin, so maybe the Rogue could have held them off. They didn't force any Trinkets. But, I mean, I really love this gameplay from Eheroes, the double Rogue, constantly putting pressure on the enemy bases, constantly moving around. We see they're already going for the next tier, right? So, I mean, what more can you expect from these teams?
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Eheroes keeping the pressure up, but got to give props over to Speedrun. They are under a fair amount of pressure from this double rogue play here, but they're actually doing a good job in keeping this middle battle pretty, it has been even. There's been a couple of times even where Speedrun have taken the advantage here, and if they can keep this up, then it does mean that they are going to take the victory. Here is going to be potentially the knock. There goes Zot. I believe is Zot going to be flying off. I'm not sure what has happened here. Zot
Pretty sure he DC'd mid-air. I think he DC'd.
It looks like it, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the interaction with the knock... Oh, he came back there. I'm pretty sure the interaction with the knock forced him to DC.
There we go.
Luckily, he's back in the game. That's good. We don't want to have games lost by DCs. That's just sad. But here, Lera is dead, and... okay, Revzy has Incarn going, so he will manage to hold it for now, but... I mean, Eheroes is really putting the pressure onto Speedrun, even though Speedrun has the lead.
Yeah, Speedrun are pretty much constantly on the defense. This double rogue causing havoc for them, but Gelu, I mean, we're seeing Wally go down there. Zot also dead, obviously, with that knock. And you've got to give credit over to Speedrun. They're doing a great job here in the middle of the map in keeping these flags. And looks as though we are going to get Fel Reaver Ruins here. Raz is coming over, stopping Ilovemydog. There we go, making sure that is defended. But as this game goes on, Speedrun are looking more and more stretched, Gelu.
Yeah, I think Raz should be able to defend this. He's got his attack on Ilovemydog. He's still got Trinket, he's still got Vanish and everything. Waller spawning on top of him as well. Big problem here is Revzy. He has no Trinket available and no Incarnation, so his base could be very vulnerable to one of these double rogue attacks very, very soon, as long as they can hold onto mid as well. Mid, it looks like that Speedrun have the numbers on them at the moment, getting off these great knocks. Here comes another one onto Maki and Zot is just gone permanently. Oh, the Gobby jump! The Goblin jump saves the day. And unfortunately, Maki gets popped off, and Wallerix as well. It looks like they're maybe getting mid off these great knocks that you were talking about, Eddie.
Yeah, and honestly, how did Maki manage to fly there? I'm pretty sure he needs to replace his port. He has his port on his side of the map, so when he gets ported down to the Warlock portal, he is too far to press port and come back up. Honestly, he probably didn't anticipate that. He needs to reposition that port. Losing here like that is very, very bad, especially when you are a monk. And honestly, Speedrun capturing another flag here, this solidifies a 2-flag lead, and Speedrun in a comfortable position. Eheroes are struggling.
Very comfortable position. 150-point lead approximately for Speedrun here against Eheroes. And once again, Eheroes doing a great job causing havoc, getting to every single one of these points, trying to throw Speedrun off their game. But Speedrun are managing to stay in it, and the knocks that they are getting, keeping control over middle and getting the occasional flag capture. It's nothing flashy, but it is effective.
It is very effective, and I think Eheroes now they need to do something else now, because right now Speedrun are permanently floating. They know they need to be afraid of the double rogue, so they constantly track both the rogues but also the boomkins. As we see, both boomies are still, I'm sure, a play. Okay, as if Boomkin is defending though, so that is good. But honestly, like Eheroes are on the very back foot, and with these constant inks, that means that mid is also under less pressure. And if they were to get back to the game through middle, they need 2 flags, right? So they need to commit now. Do they want a base or do they want mid? Because this doing a bit of both is clearly not working.
Yeah, Maki getting knocked there again. It doesn't really seem like Eheroes are going for the knocks. They've just done they've like abomination limbed here and not really forced anything off it. And I don't really see the offensive rifts from Wallerix either coming out.
No!
Like Speedrun definitely have this knock strategy much better down than Eheroes do, who are more relying on these inks, but the relying on the inks isn't really working out so far.
Yeah, they're trying to get these inks in, and it's been close a couple of times, but Speedrun are doing a good job in holding on to this. And don't get it wrong, it's not a case of Speedrun are easily getting rid of this. They have been up against the wall a couple of times, but every single time it has happened, they've been able to pull it back. But we do have a big ink here. Zot flying off the map once again on the side of Eheroes. Speedrun just knocking them off left and right. And now we do see Decadine coming back here on Speedrun side to potentially help clear this out. But we do actually see Shaman and Ilovemydog also dropping for Speedrun. So once again, maybe Eheroes could potentially take the middle fight here. If they can get a flag capture now, that's going to make this game even closer.
Yeah, but then again, Sot, he I don't know how, he probably didn't have his goblin jump for that knock, but why is he not playing the life grip onto himself? Then he knows he is the healer around middle, and when you play these stall games, you need to just take every available cooldown to defend yourself from knocks, right? And that's why I also maybe were a bit too harsh on Mackie here, not replacing his support, right? He's flying to... But this is, I mean, Revs has Incarn, right? This will be an Incarn, Trinket Incarn, worst case. No way he should lose it. And
we'll have to wait and see here.
But they can't seem to find him.
He is looking for him. He's trying to sap him.
Patiently, yeah.
He's looking for him. He find him. He find him. He has him.
There it is. There it is. Shaman also knocked off as well.
He's battery sap. He needs to Trinket Incarn now. Oh, it's gone. Oh my god, Revs, you need to Trinket Incarn, man. It happens every game. These Guardians, they don't know their cooldowns, man. And now the game, it looks lost now. Ah!
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Speedrun have shown a great amount of resiliency in these games. They did lose Shaman though. Shaman did drop down, obviously getting knocked in the middle. They do currently have around about 140 points, 150 point lead Speedrun, so there is still time for them to come back into this, but they have to react to this on the side of Eheroes. Looks as though Decadine potentially trying to take the Fel Reaver Ruins. Doesn't look like it's going to work out. We do see customer support abandoning obviously that Blood Elf tower there. Solar being just passing each other in the wind. Revs going back over obviously to that Blood Mage tower, trying to see if they can keep that covered. But this is going to be really close. So Speedrun have to do something. Maybe if they get a flag capture, that will help them out here. But they also need to get a second base. Whether or not it is going to turn, I'm not entirely sure. They're trying to get this turn here, and it looks as though they do. Fel Reaver Ruins going over to Speedrun. Wow. So once again, a fantastic flip. But Rev's able to get Solar being covered there. So once again, Speedrun switching these bases. This does give Eheroes a chance to catch up in the points though, and they do need to defend Fel Reaver Ruins. If this goes back to Eheroes, that could spell absolute disaster for Speedrun.
Yeah, it was a really excellent seduct from Decadine getting that flag. Don't often see the seduction ninja cap going on from Warlocks, but hit Killy right there, and that was just the end of the Fel Reaver story.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Dean in the 1v1 Warlock matchup, Dean is pulling ahead of Warwick. Many argue that Warwick is the better all-around Warlock, but here in RBGs, Dean clearly an MVP, constantly knocking the enemies, and now the seduction cap onto Killy. But also, honestly, Solar Bing, he could have gotten the base from Revsy. Revsy had no trinket. He had the clone cap. He was just too slow to press the capture when he had the clone. Honestly, there could have been 3 bases up again. It's misplay on misplay from both teams, but in the end, Speedrun capitalize.
Yeah, Speedrun currently looking to have around just under a 90-point lead here up against Eheroes, and it looks as though we are moving back into trading various different bases. They're trying to get everything they can. We do still have the battle going on in the middle there. Decadine currently down for Speedrun. Eheroes looking pretty healthy across the board, apart from Zot. Zot is in the middle of that engagement and has 0 mana here. So if this is taken here once again by Speedrun, they could potentially extend this points lead that they have against the Eheroes, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. We do have a lot of action here going over at Blood Mage Tower. Galu, this map is close. Who do you think has got the advantage here? Obviously, we do see Speedrun, but they're struggling to keep this defense.
I mean, they're about 80 points ahead of Eheroes, and if Eheroes don't do something soon, then the end of the game could be nigh. Eheroes now looking to try and ninja from Speedrun on that FR. Sublux gets knocked in the middle, and there is a lot of Eheroes on the mid. Maybe if they can grab a flag, they could perhaps get something going that way as well. Raz with the cheap shot onto Ilovemydog. Doesn't look like they have enough crowd control to get anything going now. Clone goes out onto Leralol, but they just don't have the DRs to really get any sort of thing going here. They're just trying to DC and fight it off, but I think it's going to end up dying, and I don't really know why they did this push. It just kind of achieved nothing.
I think they need to, because even if Eheroes manage to capture a flag, they will still be behind on points. They need a base to crawl back into this game, and just to return to the base with the Revzy and Lyra when they lost it. You can argue, was it Lyra's fault? He left cat form but didn't press Moonfire to spin. So is it his fault, or is it Revzy's fault for not pressing Incarn when he used his trinket? If you ask me, it's both. Like this is where communication needs to be crisp and clean. But honestly, just use Incarn. It is the safe cooldown. You are so far ahead, right? But I mean, again, Dean just clutching it back and with the seduction. So I mean, if you ask me right now, Eheroes are about to be one game down, and that is not something we hear every day.
Speedrun put Eheroes into a really rough position with those 2 flag captures, because now Eheroes are in a position where they have to push for this 3rd base. They have to, because otherwise they won't be able to get the points to win this victory, even if they capture the flag. But if they push too hard, that just opens up mid for Speedrun to potentially get another flag capture. Even if they're down to 1 base, that just makes that sort of like that gap even bigger for Eheroes to take. And we're coming into the final 1,500 points here, and Speedrun with this lead, Eheroes have to push now, because if they don't, it's going to be over.
Yeah, I love my dog dropping the half here. They go hard onto Leralol, desperately trying to kill them off because there's too many of them to just CC camp regularly, but they just can't get it. Asgarav going for the desperate ninja onto Revzy. Can he get the hibernate?
And there it
might
is.
look like it, but they're left. They have left the game. He is 1-0 to Speedrun.
Speedrun taking the map away from Eheroes there. Speedrun playing that map beautifully, doing a great job. Eheroes very, very aggressive, trying to ninja cap some of those towers, but Speedrun weathering that storm, getting a couple of early flag captures, and then I think Decadine, that fantastic take of the Fell Reaver ruins with that succubus, just absolutely incredible, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, the MVP for this game is Dean re-securing their base after being a base down. Also, his Nox in mid managed to secure them a flag in the very start, securing them a slight lead. Honestly, MVP performance by Dean here. You couldn't expect more from your Warlock.
Yeah.
And he is on 300 ping, by the way, just saying.
He's on 300 ping as well. Speedrun taking the first map here against Eheroes. Eheroes will have the pick for the second map. Gelu, what are you expecting here from Eheroes?
Gilneas.
Yes.
Battle Gilneas. Okay.
100%. I love the team fight. It's going to be Gilneas, I think. You've got Wallerix. He's the highest damn man in the game. You've got a lot of people on Eheroes are world-first raiders. And these men know how to PvE very, very hard. And they're also good at the PvP mechanics. So I think if you take Eheroes to a teamfight map, they just crush it.
They crush it. I mean, Speedrun, they did a phenomenal job there, though, Gelu, you've got to say, because Eheroes, for probably I would say the first 50% of that map, put them under a lot of pressure. And honestly, I thought that Speedrun were going to crack. I thought they were going to crack under that pressure. But, they played it out fantastically. And even after we saw the Mage Tower capture, they went ahead and took the Fell Reaver Ruins. Once again, just kind of going, okay, you capture one from us, we're going to take one from you as well. And they played it off perfectly.
Yeah, and Dean just carried so hard. I feel like if he wasn't in the game, it would have been a loss for them, because he's getting these insane knocks. He's ninjaed somehow as a Warlock. I don't know how he managed to seduce the Boomkin, but pretty nice. He just really, really put the team on his back.
Yeah, he did. And also just quickly again, when Lyra and Revzy lost the base, I have thought about it for a bit, and I think that Revzy, he needs to Incarn, because we have to recall there was 2 other rogues at the base, and he did get his trinket reset because Revzy didn't trinket instantly when he got the sap, so it's easy just to spam sap and get his trinket, right? It's just standard rogue play. So I think Lyra couldn't have spun it, because even if Lyra spins, right, like the bomb will just come in for the rogue. We have to remember he's capping from the inside. Lyra needs to nearly be on the stairs before he can hit him with the Moonfire. So Honestly, I think it's on Revzy. He should have incarned. Lyra wasn't in a position to spin. Even when he leaves catch form, the solar bin would just have been bombed by Willix, who had the Revzy covered. So honestly, it's on Revzy, that one, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, the other important thing to remember for this as well is whoever wins this does move on to the grand final, so there is a lot to play for. The loser does drop down to the loser's bracket, and again, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to get out of that one because there is some great competition down there. But you know, Speedrun, that's going to give them some fantastic confidence. Eheroes, we spoke about this beforehand. You know, are they coming into this warmed up? Are they coming into this, you know, ready for the tournament? Gelu, based on that performance, do you feel as though, you know, they could have maybe done a little bit more warming up, or do you feel as though Speedrun played that pretty well in comparison?
I mean, Speedrun played it really well. I feel like Eheroes could have gone for more knocks. It didn't seem like they played to this season's meta, really, of the knocks. They were just playing their own game, like the damage and team fighting in mid, which doesn't seem to be the play anymore. So I think they just need to adapt a little bit more to how the game is currently played.
Yeah, I would agree with that, absolutely. So we're still waiting on the map pick here coming from Eheroes. We're going to see exactly what they do decide to go with. There's a lot of discussions going on here. Battlefield Gilneas has been the #1 map that we have seen from pretty much every single team as their choice. The loser, obviously, Eheroes, they did lose that first map. They are going to be picking it. And I mean, Speedrun, if there's any map that Speedrun want to avoid, Eddie, what would you say that would possibly be?
I mean, right now, I don't think they are afraid. They had a great performance even in mid. They did manage to get kills, right? Maybe it was due to the knocks, but it was not like they were wiping either. I agree with Gelu here. We're probably going to see a Gilneas from Eheroes, a very, very standard teamfight map. And I mean, if they lose that, then oof. I think their mental is down, honestly, if they lose the next one. They don't want to go into lower bracket. They wanted to take this tournament undefeated, and that has just been cancelled.
Yeah, exactly. Speedrun taking the map away from them. Eheroes, if they do lose this, they drop down up against German Academy. And once again, we've mentioned that's no easy feat. German Academy have been playing absolutely fantastically throughout this tournament. But at the same time, Speedrun going down, if Speedrun end up losing this map, they go up against German Academy, and Speedrun actually beat them 2-0 earlier on, so we will be seeing a little bit of a rematch between those teams here. And as we expected, it is Gilneas between these teams. Eheroes are going to want to fight this out. What can we expect composition-wise outside of out of Eheroes here, Gelu?
I think we're going to have... Wait, let me just quickly look at the roster. They're going to have the Athlete Lock, probably a Warrior, the DK, maybe the Outlaw Rogue from Raz coming in. I'm assuming we're going to have Blizzo here on the Warrior, and just pretty standard comp, really. Nothing too crazy, but they're just going to make sure they're going to have the Warrior in there, the DK in there, the Boomkin in there, and then for healers, maybe go for the Double Priest.
Possibly. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. And Eddie, I want to talk a little bit about Speedrun as well, because we saw in that previous map they did have the triple melee cleave that we have seen, obviously the Frost DK, Arms Warrior, and the Retribution Paladin. We know how effective that can be. Do you imagine them running this on Battlefield Gilneas as well and looking for some blow-up targets?
They're definitely going to run it back. It is the traditional melee cleave we see in RBGers right now. It is super strong due to the spear from the Korean Warrior, the Syndra Groza breath from the DK, and the Massacre from him as well. And then just throw in a red for a little cleave or whatever else melee you want to put in there. So I think they're gonna run it back. I think Speedrun has a good mental right now. I think they're quite comfortable. I think they want to take this team fight. They want to come and bang in, and as we saw there as well, there's a circle available here on Waterworks, and usually the Horde team will be the slower ones to get it. So assuming Speedrun will have a circle here, and one of the boobies too in the opener is quite good. We see no rogues from Speedrun, but one rogue from Eheroes. What do you think, Gallo? Do you think?
I mean, they've got the rogue on defense here, I suppose, and then they've got the triple Boomkin in the team fight. Maybe this allows Willix to maybe have some opportunities to ninja cap as well while he's defending. Mm-hmm. The melee cleavers they've got going on, they've got Blizzo on the Warrior, got Daki on the DK, and Wallerix doing the huge dam as well. Healer composition. Yeah, they're on the double disc. I thought they have. They have the. I guess this is the more traditional healer that people have been playing, the paladin, monk, priest. Whereas on the side of Speedrun, they've gone for the double disc. This allows them to have the double barriers and the huge atonement for this cleave damage that the boomkins provide. And atonement is just such good healing into those boomkin compositions.
Yeah, it definitely is. Atonement, especially with so many members as well in the team fight, the more dodge you have up and the more healing you will do through Atonement as well.
Crazy opener they're going for. I really like this.
Yeah.
Actually. They've got Willex is sneaking around Waterworks, but over at Lighthouse, it looks like we had Raz going over there. Maybe looking for an early advantage there on Lighthouse.
Yeah, I think the plan right now is that Raz is going to take the 2v2. Yeah, they want to CC Ulahinho here. Ulahinho, nice spin from Ulahinho. Oh, they got the raw off. Do they have bash? If they had bash, Ulahinho would have lost it there. Ulahinho used Trinket. He still has his Incarn. It convokes. And the reason why we saw Willex float out there was because Willex is just ready to slow whoever wants to rotate. And, great rotating in here from Lerolot. And you see, the ghost as well. The Solar Bing is here as well. A ghosting. And they get it.
This is the play I was expecting to see from Abadance's team. This is what I kept saying. I always thought Abadance was going to send his rogue into the opposition's base and just do this. And I'm really glad I've seen someone do it. It's such a powerful play that you can do at the start. You don't even have to team fight to win this.
Yeah, Eleno is dropping down there, and we see, obviously, we mentioned how dangerous this triple melee cleave can be, but at the end of the day, if Eheroes turn around and go, we're not even going to really worry about that, then it immediately becomes completely ineffective. And they've given Speedrun something to think about now. They've captured this base. They are still, currently fighting here. But the fact that they've done this, Speedrun has started to drop back, and they've been picked off left and right by Eheroes. And the fact that we do see Dean dropping down, we do see Eleno dropping down as well, just gives Eheroes so much room to breathe. They can fight this as much as they possibly want because they have the two bases. They know that Speedrun have to react to that. There are two players out, I believe, currently just floating around. You can see here, Ilovemydog moving around. You can see Raz, Decadine, Boomchin there, just doing pretty much what they want. They do have Lighthouse. They do have Mine. Waterworks is currently still being fought for, and Speedrun are getting no change out of this.
Yeah, and if I were Speedrun right now, I mean, I love my dog and Dean. They have an idea. They try to take it to a Lighthouse, but with the death of Dean, that is neutralized. What I would like to see Speedrun do is just commit to the Waterworks fight. When Horde dies at Waterworks, they can't spawn at Lighthouse. They're gonna spawn at Mines. So you take the team fight to Waterworks, you get Waterworks, and then you push back for Lighthouse. And at that moment, then you're gonna send maybe Ulahinho, since he's a guardian. He's gonna go to Mines and try slow the healers, right? At least maybe stopping them from mounting, maybe a little route here and there, and just put the pressure back to Lighthouse. Right now they're trying to take fights on two fronts, which I disagree with. I think it's better secure Waterworks, get some kills, use that momentum to go for the next one.
Yeah, but as you say that, they do have the numbers on Lighthouse. It looks like Eheroes are kind of dropping down at Lighthouse, but it looks like they may be winning at Waterworks. They've got this spear down from Blizzo. Wallerix there, pumping out as much damage as he can. Only Ace just healing Harley. And if they can take out these healers, then surely they can actually get this base.
Oh yeah, take a look at the mana. Ace and Harley are running on fumes here. Eleno doing everything they can. Harley under so much pressure here, though. The Bangman just constantly putting pressure on. It doesn't look like Waterworks is going to go down well, but on the side of Eheroes, they're looking relatively healthy across the board. There's pressure coming in from Speedrun, but it's not meaning much here. And Speedrun almost needs to get, I don't want to say they need to get a complete reset, but it would definitely help them out in the mana in the mana area. And not only that, if they keep fighting this, they're just going to keep falling further and further and further behind.
Yeah, and I think in the opener here, maybe there was a bit miscommunication going on for Speedrun, as we have to remember, Speedrun is assuming the Rogue is defending Mines, but both Solarbin and Boomchin was missing. So it's very important that Taf, who was defending, is calling for help the moment he sees they're not showing. And he needs already to inform his team as soon as the fight starts that they're missing. Because, I mean, they had so much time to get his base, right? They burned all his cooldowns and just managed to kill him in the end. But here it looks like Speedrun will take this one back. Crucia is here as well. Boomchin spinning alone, and if great ring from Mackie, but Mackie has no trinket, one stun, and he should probably drop dead as well. Yeah, Mackie falls here. Now I mean, it looks like Speedrun are dying at Waterworks, though. I mean, Harley dropped. No, Ace dropped, and Harley's solo healing.
Yeah, Harley is currently solo healing, but we've also got Eleno there as well as, we also lost Demidar, but Eleno doing a great job. Blizzo here doing everything they can to keep... sorry, not Blizzo, I do apologise. We've got, Eleno here, and we've also got... Who's that with them as well? Trying to see if I could find out exactly who is with them.
It's Ulahinho and Harley alone only. And still, Eheroes managed to spin this. We didn't even see what happened after the death of Maki. I guess Solarbing managed to just come in time, and we see Raz is here and still waiting for Solarbing not to spin. As soon Solarbing is dead now we see Raz open up. Willix is there as well, waiting to spin. And honestly, if Eheroes managed to hold this to around 1,000 points, even if if Speedrun captures 2 bases, it's gone.
Yeah, they need to get all 3, and this is looking dire for them. Harley is now down in mid Waterworks. Ace is back there with full mana, but once again, there's so much pressure. Pain suppression coming out as well. Elena doing everything they can, but the amount of pressure that Eheroes has put on them in this map is absolutely mind-boggling. They lost that first map, Eheroes, on Eye of the Storm, and they just kind of shook their shoulders and went, okay, let's show them what we're really made of. And Speedrun still only have 1 point on the board.
Yeah, it's just battle of the spins currently. Everyone just spinning as many bases as they can. Boomchin spinning Lighthouse now. Gets out of the fear. Tries to put into the Hibernate, though. Maybe they can take it here on this Dr. Maharic. They definitely can't quite. Great Hibernate onto Boomchin there, allowing them to get Lighthouse. But they have an 850-point lead over at Waterworks. The healers of Speedrun, they have all of their mana, and they're just tunneling Lera into the ground. There doesn't really seem to be a fight that's going in E-Hero's favor, though. Zot's trying to get some mana. His other 2 healers are dead. Maybe Wallerix can do some damage, take them out before the reinforcements of Speedrun can come in. Then they will be okay, but it's really a race against the clock if they can support his team, Zot, on his own until Maki and Dr. Muhammad get there.
Oh, great barrier from Zot here. Just holding out. I assume both Maki and Dr. Muhammad is going to come in now, as we see Maki here about to cross the water. He has the gate as well in the worst case. Nice clone from Lyra here, trying to slow. They really want this kill onto Zot, and it is quite important if they manage to get it. This would solidify a strong push here on BS. Maki is still slow. Dr. Muhammad coming in now here as well, but honestly, I mean, I think Speedrun, they still need to kill the rest of them, and we see 2 cats here and still both Boomchin and Solar being just waiting to spin, right? So, I mean, I don't think Speedrun can come back, and I think it's gonna be a 1-1, honestly.
Yeah, Speedrun doing a great job at being able to push out from Lighthouse, but...
The back Convoke from Solar being just soloing Ace there from the back. This might actually allow them to just get the base as well. It's just taking the healers out. These Convokes just spinning as fast as they can. Demidar goes down, all the healers go down. They're pushing the mines now, but it doesn't look like the best push in the world. Blizzo there, Raz there, Zot's respawn is able to heal them. Maki with their monk mobility can peel off as fast as anyone else can, and I don't know, yeah, this is looking really, really rough for Speedrun.
Yeah, almost looking at a 900-point lead here for E-Heroes. Seeing players drop left and right for Speedrun. Honestly, I mean, there we go. There's Waterworks as well, currently being tagged by E-Heroes. This will be it. There is, there we go. And Speedrun starting leaving. E-Heroes able to bring a map back here in this best of 3 in the upper brackets. Speedrun do get to choose the next map, but what a performance there from E-Heroes and Gelu. You called it that you wanted to see teams starting to do something slightly different at the opening. Try and push and ninja the first base that you do take, whether it's Lighthouse or Mines, and it's worked out perfectly for E-Heroes there.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a good strat. I remember people doing this. The first time we saw this, actually, was when we played on US, like, years ago, and we'd never seen anyone do this, and we just... it was very, very strong. And taking like a note out of the US playbook, using it into them, and just... It's so powerful. Just, you completely deny the points from Speedrun. You can just keep spinning the middle as well, and you just get this huge lead while just stalling. You don't even have to win the fight because you're just stalling permanently.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I think I'm gonna put a little blame onto Speedrun. I think they need to be aware that stuff can happen. I think their idea was probably, oh, Eheroes pick Gilneas, they're just gonna teamfight as Waterworks. But no, Eheroes, they came in with a plan. 2 druids and a rogue, straight to Lighthouse. Not one player from Speedrun is in the area. Not, I would like to hear their comms here, because they should be screaming, hello, hello, we have 3 stealthers going on. I need backup. But the backup, it was too slow.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, slow is probably the, too small a word for it. There was just absolutely no reaction from them whatsoever. They seemed so focused on Waterworks that nothing else came from it. And I mean, you've spoken about your love for rogues on these sort of maps, Galu. Do you feel as though that was a big thing from, if they'd have had a rogue, then they might have been able to have been a little bit more effective in, potentially countering this?
Yeah, for sure. If you have your own rogue on the base, then they could even go for the offensive ninjas. This is the problem of not having a rogue, is you lock yourself into these team fights, and if a team doesn't want to take the team fight and splits off like this, what are you to do? You need to wipe them very, very fast and then move on.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen. And Walrick there, 2.7 million damage done, 3 killing blows here on the scoreboard, 1,500 points to 140. Eheroes taking a convincing win here on Battle for Gilneas. And as mentioned, Speedrun now get the map pick. This is our first game 3 of the weekend. This is our first game 3 of the weekend. There was a couple of people in chat saying that they wanted to see Warsong Gulch as the next map. Eddie, how do you feel about that? Do you agree with chat here?
Warsong Gulch as the next one, is that confirmed, or is it chat's prediction?
Chat's prediction.
Chat's prediction in Warsong Gulch? If we were to go into a Warsong Gulch, honestly, I'm not sure how... I mean, Eheroes looked hot in this game, but I think... I'm not sure about a flag map, honestly. I think that Speedrun has some great tanks. They have Ulahenio. I think, honestly, that Speedrun is going to pick Temple of Kotmogu. I think it's a map they like a lot. Ulahenio, we're not going to see Ulahenio on Kotmogu, even though he was in this game. So, yeah, Kotmogu, I think Speedrun feel like they have great teamwork and synergy, and I think they want to bring it to the Pandarian map.
Well, are you do you see into the future, Eddie? Because it is Temple.
I mean, I know these players quite well, but sometimes it's just too predictable, I think.
Eheroes definitely look like they warmed up into that one. Galu, Temple of Kotmogu as the next map for them. And we've seen just how one-sided Temple can be if you manage to get a decent advantage, you manage to get a decent lead. I honestly, between these two teams, I don't know how I can call this for Temple, because we do know that Speedrun have an effective team fight, but the question is it going to be effective enough?
I think so. They also have a lot of very good Druid players, and the Druids are so powerful on this map, as well with 2 excellent Rogue players, and these are the 2 classes that just seem to really carry on Kotmogu, so I think it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, thoroughly looking forward to this. This is our first game 3 of the weekend. Let's get some hype in chat. Chat, who do you think is going to take this game 3? Is it going to be Eheroes? Is it going to be Speedrun? Let us know in the chat right now. I want to know exactly how you folks are feeling. And I mean, Temple is one of those maps. I think it is very, very exciting if you enjoy team fights. I think it's very exciting if you want to see kind of what is happening. And if you're a Druid, as Galu mentioned, Eddie, you're looking at Temple and you are very happy with this.
Yeah, I'm very happy. And I mean, I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm just afraid of how the teams played. I really hope we don't see a clean wipe where one just get 4 orbs and get a 300-400 point lead, because I think if one of these teams were to have a 300 to 400 point lead, they're gonna close it out. They're gonna just play it casually, gonna play it standard, hold 2 orbs, keep the race going, kill their orbs, lose a few members, what we have spoken about a lot already. So I think the initial fight will mean a lot, and maybe they're gonna try big orbs early. I don't know. I don't know what Speedrun has in store, but they definitely have something since they want to go here.
Yeah, I mean, Speedrun, because they have picked Temple. I mean, we've seen Battle for Gilneas so often, but I think Temple of Kotmogu is definitely a pick that Speedrun are feeling confident with. Again, as mentioned, the winner of this match does go forward to the grand final. The loser will go down to the lower brackets to face off against German Academy, which is not going to be an easy matchup by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, we can see here, German Academy, it's interesting because German Academy and Speedrun did actually have a match earlier. There was a series earlier where Speedrun won 2-0. And if you're German Academy, Gelu, you're looking at both of these teams. They're, Speedrun, first team to take a map off Eheroes. Eheroes, first team to take a map off of Speedrun. Who would you prefer to face off here?
I'd prefer to face off. I mean, it depends on the map, really. If it's this Eye of the Storm just did not seem very fair, to be honest, if they're how prominent they are with Nox. But if it was other maps, I feel like I prefer to face Speedrun.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and I think I agree on that. I think Dean showcased why he's up there with Warwick, but I mean, Eheroes, player for player, they have an insane lineup. We have to give it to them, right? So I expect they come out swinging, especially also just taking a note from the previous game, right? They came in strong, they had a plan, and I'm sure they have a plan now too.
Yeah, absolutely. You would hope that they have a plan, because if they yes. don't, something has gone wrong somewhere along the line. You mentioned sort of like German Academy would probably want to face off against Speedrun. They did lose that 2-0 previously. What do you feel as though, do you feel as though German Academy has learned a fair bit over the past sort of like 2 or 3 hours where we've seen what Speedrun have been incapable of? But also German Academy, they played against Known Unknown, they played against Ghosting Farm, Eddie, and they actually put in some really good performances there. They looked better against those two teams than they did against Speedrun. Is it a case of German Academy have now fully warmed up into this?
I think so. I think German Academy is a team with very, very high highs. If they perform well. But it's also a team where, if you recall, we talked about on the last tournament, their mental is not the greatest. They are very reliant on evidence. And if he's in a bad mood, if he gets mad, the comms are not... you don't want to be there, let me just say that. And I think that if they start struggling in the lower bracket here in the next matchup against either of these teams, I think they're going to drop out quite quick, to be honest.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see. We do enter Temple of Kotmogu here, as mentioned previously. Mr. Pandaria, best expansion ever released. Don't at me. Now, this one has a little bit more pressure as well, because again, this is the third map, best of 3. Whoever wins this moves on to the grand final. They will want to be sitting there, and they're going to want to have a little bit more time to prepare. Now, normally you go into a map such as this, if it is map number 1 from the map roulette, you can kind of breathe a little bit. You know that, yes, you want to win it, but there is a little bit of leeway there. If you lose, you can come back in. There's a second map and potentially even a third map. Here, this is effectively winner-take-all for these ones, because, you don't want to end up going down to the loser's bracket, because German Academy have been playing very, very well. As we take a look at the setups here, it looks as though we do have some similar setups with 1 or 2 slight changes, Gelu.
Yeah, we've got the Demon Hunter from Revzy. Demon Hunter very powerful on this map. Just the ability you have alone and the damage you can put out onto orc carriers is just stupendous. We've got the Rep Paladin now from Daki, which once again does huge damage for this mid-fight. The double Boomkin coming out from both teams, just allowing a great orb carrier. And yeah, it's just pretty standard, to be honest.
Yeah, and Revzy here, just for the viewer, Revzy is not playing the traditional Necro DH that you see. If we saw he used Soul Shape there to secure the Circuit buff, that means he's running Hunt this game. And personally, I like playing Night Fae on this map. Mobility is very crucial, so having the Soul Shape is just an extra bottom you have, and also just the Hunt. The Hunt is very good at just one-shotting orbs, literally, but Crucia already dropped, Harley already dropped, Eheroes, they came in with the plan, and that plan was to put Speedrun on Graveyard. Wow!
What a perfect plan as well. If your opponent's in the graveyard, they can't do anything to you. But as I say that, Boomchin takes a lot of pressure there. The Eheroes Speedrun potentially trying to turn this. Looks like Eheroes have been able to stabilize, and we are looking at the health bars of Speedrun looking relatively rough here. Demidar, Shaman also dropping. We do see Harley coming back though. There is an orb picked up on the side of Speedrun, so we do see Ilovemydog with that orb. That will help them out. They'll be able to get a little bit of extra damage, but whether or not it's enough, we're going to have to wait and see. Demidar taking so much pressure, but once again, being able to stay alive. Customer support as well. Eheroes are just putting on so much damage to Speedrun, and Demidar has finally dropped, and on the side of Eheroes, everybody is currently still alive. One orb apiece so far, but Eheroes definitely having the upper hand in this initial combat.
Yeah, Eheroes going to start cleaning up the overextending DPS now. You see Revzy, they try to put him in a full kidney, but he narrowly escapes with his life. Wally now dying here. Looks like damage is turning onto Daki. People just love killing these rep hounds because they just do so much damage. I love my dog with the incarnation, with the orb. He's going to do so much for his team currently if he can get anything off, but he's having to back off a little bit. He doesn't want to take too much damage, doesn't want to die, but at the same time he's firing off these wraths. Daki drops, Solar Bing drops, and it looks like it's turning in favor of Speedrun.
Yeah, and
the second orb.
Yeah, and they have the second as well, and I think it just stems from Ilovemydog free casting with an orb in the backline. That is completely illegal gameplay. If you are on the enemy team, you need to get on that Boomkin. Not only does he take extra damage, his damage is increased by tenfold holding that orb. So right now, great position for Speedrun with the 3 DPS dead. Willix also just dropped. They have the 3 orbs. They are playing around these small zones here. You see them kite around a corner, kill an overextended, kite further right. Ilovemydog about to drop now. The rogue opens up. He's at 200 stacks. He should drop to Raz, but Raz runs away.
Yeah, Raz runs away. It looks as though we did actually have Cruzier coming over. Revzy has dropped down, holding that orb though on the Demon Hunter, but still 2 orbs on the side of Speedrun. This is where Ilovemydog needs to be so careful, because if anybody looks at Ilovemydog wrong, he's dead. 270 stacks. Decadine taking a lot of damage. Boomchin also on 120 stacks. A bunch of damage coming out from there. But 2 druids on the side of Speedrun with those orbs. And Gelu, you've mentioned just how dangerous this can be for the opposition team. And having both of these free casting is nasty. But speaking of free casting, there's a grip coming in. A cocoon trying to say I love my dog as well. And again, just the sheer amount of damage that comes out for them. But there's absolutely no time for I love my dog to do anything. And I love my dog finally drops.
Yeah, Speedrun, they have a really good strategy going on here. When they have the majority of the orb, one, that they're not picking up any more orbs, as Eddie was saying, so you don't want to over-commit your roster. But 2, they're just keeping Raz controlled so much that he just can't go in and snipe these orbs. He's just constantly running after players, but he just gets stopped over and over again. Finally, Raz can get something done here. Goes in for the sap onto Revzy. Revzy trinkets darknesses. Raz runs away. Raz should be able to take him out there here, though, hopefully. He's got an orb. But no, he's going to get colluded on by Ilovemydog and Customer Sub as well, and that's just Ravs going down there. But they still have the numbers on them. Eheroes are a little bit behind on points, but it looks like they have a lot more lives in the bank.
Yeah, they definitely have more members alive, but the map play, congrats to Speedrun. They are playing it like you want, just by the book. And also, I really love that Revzy is choosing to play Nightfade DH, because you have to remember, when you have the orbs, you deal more damage, right? So a hunt, if you are at 200 stacks and you press hunt on a guy even without an orb, you one-shot him. And that's the idea, right? And we see Speedrun here regrouping on Graveyard. They kite it out. They knew they're going to spawn here on the top side behind Purple SAR Alliance. And I mean, Wally coming in with the flank with Daki. It looks like Speedrun will drop all 3 orbs here. Big damage from Blizzo and Wally here. No way they are getting away from this moment. But Speedrun, they have a fine lead of 100 points. So, I mean, I think they're okay even with the death here.
Yeah,
it looks like it's going to be a huge team wipe, though. Maybe if they can re-pick these orbs, it might swing in favor of Eheroes if they can pick them up fast enough. Everyone just dropping on Speedrun. Maybe Chowman's bubble just finishes as well. It's putting damage onto Demidar. If Demidar drops here, he's going to be very split from the rest of his team as well. And They're picking up these orbs. 1 orb, 2 orb. Chowman gets knocked in the middle. Chowman dies as well. Are they going to go pick up the 3rd orb while everyone is rezzing? The players of Speedrun rezzing now, but Decadine's on the 32nd. Chowman on the 20. Ace drops as well. And Eheroes are just slobbering all over them. They can't seem to get res together as Solarbeam just goes offensive with that orb, trying to keep the pressure up onto Speedrun before they all res together.
Yeah, there's that 3rd orb being picked up, and I do enjoy this play here coming out from Eheroes, is that they've got these orbs here. They know that they have to get aggressive. They have taken the lead in the points here, but Boomchin maybe stepped a little bit too far forward there. Same with Solarbeam, and now this could potentially turn the other way. Speedrun, great ring of peace there from Maki, keeping everybody away. We do see 2 orbs on the side of Eheroes. Daki Paladin and Blizzo currently holding those ones. Raz there to help them out, but Ace by themselves. Decadine is also there as well, but those deaths on the side of Eheroes means that Speedrun can now step forward. They've picked up 2 orbs of themselves, and they're going to chase down Daki and Blizzo as much as they possibly can. We do see Elam there, obviously, on the Monk. Harley coming through. Here comes Revzy as well, and as mentioned, that Hunt doesn't necessarily have an orb, so it's not going to do as much damage, but it is still going to hurt.
Yeah, it is still gonna hurt a lot, especially when this barrier runs off. He's gonna deal a lot of damage onto Blizzo here. But I would argue that Speedrun is actually in a fine position with the death of Blizzo coming in now. 2 DPS gone from Eheroes. That means 5 DPS left on the map. Speedrun has 7 and 2 orbs. They are playing together as a team. We see they're all collected here around the green orb. And wow! Boomchin dead as well. He didn't even have an orb, and now Speedrun committing for 4. Now I don't think this is great. I don't like them going for 4 orbs. They should just keep 2 or 3 here. They're already ahead. There's no reason to throw the victory, because if they die, they just give the game right back to Eheroes.
Yeah, Cruzier taking a bunch of damage, making sure that Cruzier is staying up. Cruzier actually on the lowest amount of stacks here, 60, 180 for Decadine. But they're continuing to rack up these points. They're over 100 points ahead of Eheroes now. They need to stay alive. Whether or not that's going to be doable, I don't know. Revzy currently at 90 stacks. Again, that damage increasing. Not only do they take increased damage, but they deal increased damage. Decadine is going to be down very, very soon. Same with Cruzier. They do lose 2 of their orb carriers. Revzy dropping as well. Only Ilovemydog back, and Eddie, you hinted upon it here. This could potentially be the turning point. Eheroes once again to swing back into this game.
Yeah, and I don't think, I mean, if Ilovemydog survives here, what we need to see from Speedrun is they need to regroup and just push directly onto the orbs, and that's Boomching and Solarbeam. Right now, when you lose the orbs, your next play is just to go for the enemy. And this is why it keeps going back and forth. And if they manage to get a kill here, but as Ilovemydog dies here, it seems like Solarbeam will be fine with Boomchin here, and I mean, but they're still in the lead, Speedrun, and if they regroup now and get a push again, and see they go for 3 orbs. I fundamentally disagree with this. It is stupid to expose yourself to death. You are literally exposing yourself to a complete wipe, and we see when you get completely wiped, it's a 400-point lead for the enemy.
Yeah, I also don't like that the warrior goes to pick up the orb either, because he's just going to have to run so very much, and he's not going to have any sort of offensive pressure with that either, unless he just goes in and kind of ints at the same time. If no one touches him, sure, big damn, but if anyone does, it's just game over for Blizzo.
I mean, Solar being immediately just getting destroyed there. Boomchin dropping as well, and now Eheroes are down to 1 orb, and they've effectively only given themselves a 10-point lead. Blizzo is now going to drop as well, and I think you hit the nail on the head there, Eddie. You know, you've picked up 3 orbs, but what have you actually achieved with it?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they came out of the situation better than expected. Ace completely dry, Elune Harley just spawned, so if they kill Dean here and they can get the last kill onto Chowman, that would be very important for Eheroes. But with the reinforcement here for Elune, it seems like Speedrun will stabilize. But now, Speedrun, they came back. They are in a 20-point lead. Both teams are kind of equal. 1 member dead from each. Dean just spawning as of now, but I mean, honestly, this is so intense and so close that I have no words for it. I don't know who's going to pull out ahead.
I mean, we see Revzy picking up the orb here. We do have 1 on Ilovemydog as well. So 2 orbs on the side of Speedrun. They're currently looking to be about 30 points behind. They need to make up on this. 2 orbs on the side of Eheroes. We do actually see Revzy drop. So now Speedrun are down to 1 orb. This is an opportunity for Eheroes to push hard here. We see Solar being currently 90 stacks, Boomchin 30 stacks, 60 on Wizig. They've got 3 orbs now. They can continue to increase continue to increase it. Demidar dropping and Demidar and Dean dropping on the side of Speedrun. Eheroes starting to get a tighter grip here on this game.
Yeah, they are for sure. We saw Revzy just pick up the flag and just run straight into Eheroes there, burning his trinket at the same time. And Speedrun now with one orb onto Cruzier. They seem that they just need to try and respawn all together because they're just kind of dying one by one by one. Elune gets gripped in here again. Chowman guy dies on his own, and Eheroes now they're in the Speedrunner position Eheroes were in earlier in the game, where they just keep getting rezzed on these different timers, and they just need to group up and try and do something. 3 orbs on Eheroes now to Eddie's disdain. Is it worth it?
I mean, right now,
Solar Bing! Solar Bing just got melted by that hunt. Good God.
That was the hunt of the century, but right now, I mean, Eheroes is in a comfortable position, kiting out with orbs here. They have a 200-point lead. They could just choose right now to play the 2 orbs, as I've mentioned a lot of times, and just keep the same pace as Speedrun and close it out, surely, but safely, right? And I mean. It all comes down to this now. Speedrun, they need to regroup, and they need to kill all 3 orbs in around the same time zone. And if they're not killing them at the same time, that just means that Eheroes will keep kiting and picking up. They need 3 DPS stat, and they need to use that momentum to push further. But I don't think they will. I think right now Eheroes, they're clinching it back, and wow, great Convoke.
Yeah, fantastic convoke from Boomchin there. We did see Wiz going down, so Boomchin now is currently holding one of the orbs. Blizzo on 120 stacks as well. Boomchin goes down. They need to switch to Blizzo if they can get Blizzo down and maybe go for 2. They have to. They're almost forced into a position where, you know, there is potential risk reward for going for the 3. Whether or not it works out for them, we'll have to wait and see. Eheroes picking up the second one as well. That has gone over once again to Solar Bing. Cruzier currently sitting on 60 stacks. Ilovemydog on 120 stacks. They want to stop Eheroes getting the second orb. They want to start catching up. Whether or not they go for the 3rd, we'll have to wait and see. You convoke the spirits onto Raz, and Raz just gets deleted by Cruzier. That is going to help them in their battle against Eheroes. But is it too little, too late, Galu?
Yeah, Raz down, that's huge. That allows the team of Speedrun to pick up orbs kind of uncontested because their Boomkins are the ones carrying so far. Solar Bing tries to kite Revzy away, but there's no way that he can escape this with his life. The Warstorm Cyclone Regers is just barely clinging on, but he's going to die very, very soon. Revzy scores the kill on the Solar Bing. At the same time, Blizzo is in the graveyard. Cruzier with the orb in the center. He has so many stacks, though. Surely he's not going to live very long. Wally gets put into a clone. Boomchin once again with the orb, but he's just instantly getting attacked by Customer Sup, getting healed by Dr. Muhammad in the middle. Another clone goes out from Boomchin as he runs away, kiting so well with these orbs. But Speedrun, they're just taking out orbs as well at the same time, but they're not picking them up with the frequency that Eheroes are.
Yeah, I think their position now, it looks rougher and rougher for Speedrun. 200 points left for Eheroes. That is 20 kills or just a few ticks with the orbs, right? So they are very, very close at securing this first victory in the upper bracket final. And Speedrun, honestly, I think they dropped the ball. They were 200 points ahead. They had 2 orbs. They opted into 3, nearly 4 orbs, and honestly, they wiped themselves, and that just gave Eheroes a huge momentum boost and slammed right back into them. So yeah, I mean, I think they dropped the ball, honestly. Speedrun.
They dropped 4 of them.
Greedy.
They dropped 4 of them, yes. If you go for 4 balls or 4 orbs, I mean, you are bound to drop them as well, right, Kix? I mean, you are right on that.
Exactly. Well, yeah, unless you can juggle. I don't know whether anybody on Speedrun can juggle, but it does look like Eheroes are going to take this, and they will move on in the upper bracket. They will move on to the grand final. Speedrun do drop down into that lower bracket to go up against German Academy. I mean, this isn't over as of yet, but with only with less than 100 points left for Eheroes, you've got to imagine they're in a relatively comfortable position. But as I say that, only 1 orb for Eheroes currently, and they they are getting wiped by Speedrun. This is 2 orbs. There we go. 2 orbs do get picked up by Eheroes. I thought that maybe we could have seen an absolutely clutch turnaround, but that doesn't look like it is going to be the case. Boomchin here sat. There's less than 50 points for Eheroes. There's the 3rd orb. They are going to be taking this, and they will be moving on to the grand final. Speedrun dropping down against German Academy, and Speedrun did take a 2-0 earlier in the day against German Academy. They'll be feeling confident on that map, but the fact that they've lost this one here, that is going to knock them slightly. But what a great series between these two teams, Eddie.
Yeah, this was, I mean, I couldn't have asked for more. This was probably the best series of the tournament we have had. The first game, super close. The second game, you can argue, was a stomp. But honestly, I just think it was also a very good game because it showcased the sheer skill of Eheroes, their adaptability to just go for the ninjas and make a great comeback, right? Because we have to remember they were a game down in that position. But yeah, I mean, this only sets up for the lower bracket and also the final, because Eheroes dropping a game, I mean, the plot is thickening. They are still looking like a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie touched upon sort of like Speedrun going for that 3-orb play there, Gelu. Do you feel as though that was the turning point of the match there?
Yeah, for sure. They just ended up getting wiped, and then they just repicked all the orbs. It was... Yeah, I mean, it was great play by both teams, though. It was very, very back and forth until that certain point where it got a little bit too greedy with picking up too many, and then, you know, when you all die at the same time with those orbs, you just fall so far.
Yeah, well, Eheroes' first team to move on to the grand final. The next matchup is going to be a really interesting one. It is the lower bracket final. We have German Academy versus Speedrun. They played each other the first series of today, of day 2. German Academy, Speedrun, they did. Speedrun took the victory 2-0 in that one. Is German Academy potentially going to be able to turn this one? We're going to have to wait and see. The winner of that one will go on to face Eheroes in the final. It will be a best of 5. Make sure you do not go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss a minute of this Method Mayhem action.
What a perfect evening. The Method Twitch channel is live, and as we all sit around in chat, all cozy watching the stream, we think to ourselves, how great would it be to be part of the fastest growing community on Twitch, earning exciting rewards such as merch, VIP in the chat, any VIPers? You could join the actual Method Guild. Yes, you in the chat right now could join the guild. You could even join our next Method party or get one-to-one coaching with your favourite Method player. Get exclusive access, roundtable discussions with our players and extra Q&A sessions with streamers or raiders. Twitch watch parties together as a community. And of course, exclusive channels in our Discord only available to community members. Not just that, we want you to have extra opportunities to grow your stream and your community with the support from the community and the Method team. Or better yet, you could learn to put on your own events by joining the Method Broadcast Academy, as well as participating in community events. But most of all, and honestly my favourite part of being in the community, is you can make friends. Whether you just want to play games together, watch the streams together, stream with others, you can join the community today and start your journey. Sign up at method.gg/community.
So good at pretending, keep on smiling in my tiny bubble, like a movie without ending, spending time like it was going backwards. Posters covering my walls, but they fall down, diving deeper in the books that we read blind, breathing in and breathing out to get smarter, not working out for me, yeah. Meditation through the yoga lessons, going greener by the minute. Soon I can't wear any other colors. Posters covering my walls, but they fall down. Diving deeper in the books that we read blind. Breathing in and breathing out to get smarter. Not working out for me, yeah. Got no money on my mind, tell my mommy I'm alright. Even laughing at the jokes you tell me. Keep myself inside the lines, needing tidy all the time. If you ask me, I am fine. Got no money on my mind.
Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between. My name is Kexman. I'm joined by Eddie and Gelu here. Method Mayhem Battleground Showdown. And what a showdown we just saw between Eheroes and Speedrun. Our first 3-map series. Obviously, these are best of 3, and we're going into another best of 3, the lower bracket final between German Academy and Speedrun. We have already seen these two teams face off against each other earlier today, the first series of the day here, and it was a pretty convincing 2-0 victory for Speedrun here. Gelu, do you see any difference in the outcome here? Do you feel as though Speedrun have maybe lost their luster a little bit after that loss to Eheroes?
They might be angry, but I feel like they're going to be more focused. I feel like they're going to be ready to just take on the next series and then just go to the finals, I think. So I'd be very scared if I was German Academy.
Possibly. Eddie, do you agree with that at all? Do you feel as though German Academy are, they've come into their stride, or would you agree with Gelu's take there?
I think I'm gonna agree with Gelo here. I think that both Eheroes and Speedrun has proven to be our strongest teams in this tournament, as of now at least. So I assume that we're going to see Speedrun pull through and take a victory over German Academy. However, I think German Academy are also very, very sad about their first initial 2-0. They lost to Speedrun, so I'm sure they're going to come out swinging very hard. I'm sure Evidence wants to be in the final as well and solidify him as one of the best rogues in Europe.
Yeah, exactly.